Hello, my name is Romy Phil, and I was really honored to be part of the final 30 at the Graphic 45 design team call. I really love your projects, and I felt truly honored to be among a list with so many amazing artists. So in this video I will show you 3 projects that I made with Graphic 45 projects in more detail. I'll start with a layout, and then a card, and then a mini album that I made especially for this call. So let's have a look at the layout. I made this layout with the Ladies Diary collection, which I just love, and actually it is really perfect for feminine creations, but I also like to scrub these photos of my little kitty with it. So what I did is I mainly did a whole lot of layering, which is one of the things I really like to do on almost all of my creations. I'll show you a little bit of the distressing that I did. I have distressed all the edges and also inked them so they would stand out a little bit more. And then I also did a whole lot of fussy cutting here, like this flower, for example. It took me quite a lot of work to precisely cut it out, but I really liked the end result. And also the clocks are cut out from the papers, as well as this tiny flower. So I have attached them to my layout with foam tape, as you can see in the dimension here. Well, I also cut out some sweet butterflies from the Little Darlings collection. I just layered them, added a little bit of liquid pearls. Here I created a small cluster of flowers, some seam binding and a charm. One of the special things I did on this layout is layering the photo. I actually printed it twice and then added one photo on top of the other with some very thin foam tape. And I really liked the result. It just gives my layout a little bit more of a playful look, I thought. And then I added a resin bird here, which is pretty appropriate for a photo of our cat. So also some tiny detail is here. I made this with liquid applique. I just used a mask and then added some liquid applique to my layout, and then I used the heat tool to really make it pop. So that's mainly what I did on this layout. Let's start with a card that I made. So on this card I actually used almost entirely just papers from Graphic 45, not really a whole lot of embellishments. And that's one of the things I really like about Graphic 45, that you don't need a whole lot to embellish your creations. You can just use the papers and cut out all the images, layer them, and actually you're done. So on this card I wanted the frame that I cut out from one of the Elements papers and the sunflowers to be the focal point of my card. And I actually cut out many sunflowers and layered them all on top of another with foam tape again. So also incorporated a little sunflower here and the frame. And then furthermore I again did a lot of layering on this card. And I also used a sentiment from the Place in Time papers. It says "Forever Young." I thought that was pretty appropriate for a birthday card for my dad, because he still thinks that he's like 18 instead of, 48. So with this card I wanted to show you that Graphic 45 enables me to make something that doesn't look poor or empty while you only use papers. So yeah, and I wanted to show you the embellishments that I made here. So let's have a look at the mini album now. I actually made it especially for this call and had a whole lot of fun making it. This mini album is made of the Little Darlings collection and the Secret Garden collection. I thought they matched pretty well. And the mini album is about my niece Elise. I scrapped some photos of her in it, but I also wrote a few sweet poems and little notes that I incorporated in this mini album, so that if she has a look at it when she's a little bit older, she can read about the things I love about her and what is so special about her. So let's have a look at the cover. Well, I just used some Secret Garden papers here, and actually all the embellishments I used are just cut out flowers from the Little Darlings collection. And I used some liquid pearls here to adorn the frame of the cover. Well, here I used a lot of ribbons, some cute charms to really give it a rich look. So let's have a look at this page. What I mainly did here is just layering some embellishments. I used a resin frame, a chipboard bird, a clock, and a doily that I made with my Big Shot. And the papers are again Secret Garden collection. So let's have a look at the next pages. So as you can see here, I mainly stuck to a certain color scheme on each pair of pages. So on the last page I used pink and cream papers, and here I stuck to a more blue color theme. Well, I used the Secret Garden collection here, but also a little bit of Little Darlings. And as you can see, I scrapped a photo of my niece here and included a little note in this transparent envelope on the other page. So you can just take it out, and it tells a little story about how my niece is always smiling and loving, and how I love that about her. So I cut out some birds and a bird cage from the Secret Garden collection and layered them using foam tape again. Also cut out some butterflies that you can see there. And I just love that the envelope shows a little bit of the message behind it, but not just also. Kind of makes you curious to look at it. And on this page I actually cut out the same kinds of images. Also a bird cage, some flowers, and use liquid pearls to adorn them. And here again, a little birdie. So let's look at the next two pages. Well, it's again the same design. I scrapped a photo here and used a transparent envelope with a little poem in it there. Well, on this page I mainly stuck to the Little Darlings collection. I cut out these sweet little toddlers and again used foam tape. I actually also cut out another bow and also made that look dimensional. Cut out a bird cage, some flowers and butterflies again. And here another toddler, some butterflies. And I also again did a lot of layering in this mini album. Like here are several layers of paper, and there are two. And here, this is one of my favorite images from the Little Darlings collection. Little cute bird nest that I just couldn't resist using here. I again cut out a bow that I also made dimensional, as you can see here. And of course there's a little poem in it. I just wrote all these poems myself, but they are in Dutch, so I'm afraid it doesn't really make sense to translate them. And then here I stuck to a more purple color scheme. Actually, purple is one of my favorite colors, and I really loved the kind of purple lilac that was in the Secret Carlin collection. So I used this sweet photo of my niece playing peekaboo here, and again cut out some birds, a bird cage, flowers, a butterfly, and again a little bird, all attached with foam tape. And then again a little envelope with a tiny boom in it. And all these cards that I wrote the poems on are just cut out from the element sheets. I cut them in the right size, printed the text on another sheet of paper, and then stuck it down onto it. So again, I did some fuzzy cutting here, some birds, bird cage, flowers, butterflies. So this was the mini album that I made. I just added some cute little embellishments to the back side of it, and that's mainly it. So, well, this was my mini album. I also did a layout, and I did a card, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for picking me for the final 30. It is really quite an honor for me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Well, thank you for listening, and goodbye.